If you've ever bought a 3D printer and ended up living a double life as a part-time plumber for clogged nozzles, you already know the real problem. The spec sheet is cute, but your Tuesday night is where the truth comes out. So I picked 6 3D printers that actually make sense in 2026, based on real user feedback and solid expert analysis. Product links are in the description, because of course they are, and you'll want them when you inevitably start comparing prices mid-video. Number 6. Creality SPARKX i7. If you want a printer that feels friendly right away, like I can set this up without turning it into a weekend documentary, the SPARKX i7 is a solid pick for beginners and casual makers. The big win is how little friction it adds between you and a finished print. People like it for quick projects, phone stands, organizers, replacement clips, kid stuff, and simple prototypes. It's also the kind of machine you can recommend to a friend who's curious about 3D printing but doesn't want a second hobby called calibration. Where it shines is convenience, more automation, less fiddling, and a workflow that doesn't demand you learn a million settings on day one. It's also a decent choice if you live with roommates or family and don't want a loud machine turning your place into a workshop. The trade-off is that it's not the deep end of the pool printer. If you plan to push weird materials, do high-temp engineering filaments, or run long production batches, you'll hit its limits. But for easy wins and low stress, it earns this spot. Number 5. Anycubic Kobra X. The Kobra X is here for one reason. It gives you a lot of capability for the money, especially if you want multicolor without paying premium brand prices. For a lot of people, this is the I want cool-looking prints, signs, logos, and models. But I'm not trying to make a financial decision I regret option. User chatter is usually positive around the value, plus the convenience features that make it feel modern instead of like a science fair project that got out of hand. This printer makes sense if you're printing gifts, display pieces, cosplay add-ons, or anything where color changes make the final result pop. It can also be a nice step-up machine if you already have a basic single-color printer and you're ready for something more fun. The flip side, multicolor adds complexity no matter what brand you buy. You'll deal with purge waste, longer print times, and more chances for a tangle or feeding issue compared to straight single-color printing. If you accept that reality and you want maximum wow factor per dollar, the Kobra X is a pretty smart move. Number 4. Elegoo Centauri Carbon. The Centauri Carbon is the speed and value sweet spot pick, especially for people who want that fast Core XY feel without jumping straight into the expensive tier. It's the kind of printer you buy when you're printing a lot and you're tired of watching a 12-hour job crawl along like it's taking frequent breaks to reflect on life. Owners tend to like the get printing quickly vibe, less assembly drama, more time actually making stuff. And if you're doing practical prints, mounts, brackets, tool organizers, speed is not just a flex. It changes how often you actually use your printer. It's also a strong pick if you want to run tougher filaments. The Carbon name signals it's built with more demanding materials in mind, which matters if you're doing parts that need to be stiffer or hold up in real use. Now, one important heads up, if you're buying it purely because you're hoping for a future multicolor add-on, don't. The safer mindset is, buy it for what it is today, a fast, capable single-color printer. Then treat any future upgrades as a bonus, not the main plan. If you want quick prints, solid mechanics, and good value, it's easy to see why this one's popular. Number 3. Creality K2 Plus. The K2 Plus is the big project's big printer choice, especially if you're into cosplay, helmets, props, larger functional parts, or anything that's annoying to split into 10 pieces and then pretend you enjoyed sanding. It's roomy, fast, and built like a machine that expects you to do more than print tiny figurines. A lot of reviewers and experienced users point out that larger build volume changes what you can make without extra glue, sanding, and alignment pain. Another reason it lands at number 3, it's aimed at people who want multicolor plus a serious build area, not just one or the other. That combination is exactly what a lot of hobbyists ask for once they've owned a basic printer for a year and they're ready to level up. You also get quality of life features that make day-to-day printing smoother. Things like smarter monitoring and more automation so you're not hovering over it like an anxious parent. The trade-off is simple. This is not a small desk, tiny apartment printer. It takes space, and you'll want to plan where it lives. Also, bigger printers can magnify setup mistakes, bed surface, airflow, filament storage, so you'll get the best results if you're willing to be a little organized. If you want large prints and you want them to look good, this is a strong contender. Number 2. Prusa CORE One. If you care about reliability and clean results more than chasing the absolute lowest price, the Prusa CORE One is one of the smartest buy once, stop complaining later picks in 2026. Prusa's reputation exists for a reason. Their machines tend to be predictable, their support ecosystem is strong, and the community knowledge base is huge. That matters when you're 6 months in, you want upgrades, better profiles, or help with a tricky material, and you'd rather not start a week-long argument with strangers in a comments section. The Core One's Core XY design is a big part of why it's here. Core XY machines can be faster and stay more stable when they're moving, which helps print quality, especially on tall parts where wobble can ruin the surface. It's also a great option if you print ABS or ASA or anything that prefers controlled heat, because enclosure-style setups make life easier with warping and layer adhesion. A lot of makers say this is the printer they trust for "I need this to work" jobs, not just weekend experiments. What it's not, a bargain buy. You pay for the experience, fit, finish, documentation, and long-term support. If you want a printer that feels like a dependable tool, not a constant side quest, this one earns the number 2 spot. Number 1. Bambu Lab P2S. The P2S takes number 1 because it hits the best overall mix for most people in the USA right now: speed, ease, consistency, and a smooth day-to-day experience. Bambu's whole thing is removing the annoying parts of 3D printing, like babysitting first layers, guessing settings, and dealing with random "why did it do that" moments. And across a lot of user reviews, the vibe is the same. It makes printing feel more like using an appliance and less like maintaining a project car. It's also a strong choice if you want multi-filament printing without turning your desk into a spaghetti factory. The ecosystem is built around that workflow, so color changes and material swaps feel more streamlined than the old-school way of doing it. Speed matters too, but not just for bragging rights. Faster prints mean you iterate more, you waste less time, and you actually finish projects instead of putting them off. Now the real talk. Bambu printers are feature-packed, so you'll want to keep firmware updated, use decent filament, and follow basic safety common sense like good ventilation for certain materials. But if your goal is the best, set it up, print a lot, and enjoy it experience in 2026. The P2S is the easy pick for number 1. To wrap this up, here's the quick matchmaker guide. If you're brand new and want the easiest entry, go SPARKX i7. If you want value and multicolor fun, look hard at the Kobra X. If you want speed on a budget and you're cool with single color, Centauri Carbon is a strong move. If you make big stuff, props, cosplay, large parts, the K2 Plus is the obvious choice. If you want long-term dependability and a printer you can trust, Prusa CORE One is your friend. And if you want the best overall mix of speed, convenience, and consistent results, the Bambu P2S is the one most people end up happiest with. Links for all 6 are in the description. And if you tell me what you want to print, cosplay, household fixes, miniatures, or small batch selling, I can point you to the best match out of these in like 30 seconds.